watching KXAN Austin News at 6.
A Hays County family says the Texas National Guard dropped the ball when their son was wounded in Afghanistan. Now Governor Perry is taking action to be sure this does not happen again. We've been following Lieutenant David Inbody's road to recovery since his convoy hit a roadside bomb last July. Doctors had to amputate his right foot. He's now getting around well on a prosthetic as he rehabs at Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio. His father says the medical care from the Army has been great, but follow-up from the Guard has been a big disappointment. KXAN's Aaron Cargile joins us live now with this story. Aaron?
Shannon, right now the Texas Army National Guard says they have 12 soldiers recovering from combat injuries, including Lieutenant David Inbody. They also say there is a system in place to keep track of and support wounded and their families. But this soldier's family says they have fallen through the cracks, and it's caught the governor's attention. While Lieutenant David Inbody was at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C., his father immediately picked up on a few things.
Things that the Army was doing for its regular personnel weren't happening for the Guardsmen.
Like putting special patches on their doors, which he mentioned to two Texas National Guard generals when they came by to visit.
They both assured me that they would get that sorted out in a hurry. Never happened. And my thinking is, if you can't do the little things, what's going on with the big things?
Next, Don found out Governor Rick Perry didn't know one of his own soldiers had been injured in Afghanistan. Don got the message to him through a friend, and Perry personally called Lieutenant Inbody and later came to see him along with a general at Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio. It was the first time an official from Camp Mabry came to see him.
I've got a son who is an officer and who has a father who is a retired Navy captain who has contacts with the governor's office. What about a young E4 who has no such contacts? What position is he in?
On top of that, Lieutenant Inbody says to this day, his wife Tiffany hasn't received one call from an official since the day her husband was injured.
I think as the commander, I take the responsibility.
General Joyce Stevens, commander of the Texas Army National Guard.
I'm hesitant to say how the disconnect happened, and we didn't, because we do have all kinds of procedures in place to make sure that we're connecting with the family and that they are aware of what's going on.
In fact, she sent this memo out in January outlining the procedures. Teams of Guard soldiers are supposed to be visiting wounded Texas Guard soldiers, and senior leaders should be making personal visits when possible, phone calls, and sending emails. There's also a family support service that should be touching base with families. So last week, the governor's office sat down with the Texas National Guard to keep another family from falling through the cracks. The governor wants to see a list of injured soldiers on a regular basis.
Essentially, where they are, how they're doing, are they getting the help that they need, what the progress is.
The Guard is answering the call.
They're important to us, and we owe it to them and their sacrifice and to their families to make sure that our processes are the very best that they can be, and we're going to do that.
First list of injured Texas Guardsmen should be in Governor Perry's hands sometime in the next 2 weeks. We'll keep you posted. Reporting live, Aaron Cargile, KXAN Austin News.